Hi, my name is Eleanor Manley. I'm the co-founder and managing director of Aestas, an AI venture studio here based in Madrid, and this is Business 100.
Do you think the leader should always have the final word or let the team decide?
I think that a key role within leadership is to empower people to make the right decisions. And ultimately, if you're not empowering your team to make the decisions, you're not a good leader. So, I would definitely say a mix of both. Like sometimes you need someone who's responsible for the final decision and say, yeah, that's the one we're going for. But I think it's so important that you're hiring the correct team members and hopefully ones that are smarter and more brilliant than you to make the right decisions.
How do you lead people who are more skilled than you in their domain?
It's always just about being very communicative and open. So like asking the right questions, I think is key. So understanding why someone might have that perspective. Maybe they're the one, maybe they have a PhD in a certain area. So you know that they know exactly what they're talking about from that very specific one. Other times it could be lived experiences that they have in a previous job. I think really understanding why someone has that opinion is very important before then taking that on board. And that as a kind of in a leadership position is what I would always strive for.
What's the one thing every boss should know about human behavior?
I think people are motivated by very different things, and it's really important to adapt leadership style to that. There's some people who are really motivated because they want to please you. They want to make you feel like they're doing a really good job. Others are more financially motivated, if you're able to provide them with bonuses and things for them to really look forward to. I think it's just really understanding and opening the conversation to understand, okay, what motivates you as an individual contributor to an organization, whether it's a small organization or a large one.
What's the most underrated quality you look for in candidates?
I like someone who's got a bit of fire underneath their toes. So, really you can tell that they want to go beyond necessarily what you have to offer, but that's kind of the next step. I think it's great to be working with very motivated and ambitious people. I am always looking for that little spark, that little fire in someone, because what you'll find is that they'll often go beyond your expectations. And it's brilliant when you're working with someone like that keeps on surprising you with their abilities and with their willingness to contribute to the organization.
What's one hiring principle you'll never compromise on?
I'm a firm believer in always hiring extremely kind people. I think it's very, very important to work with good people who are kind in terms of kind of the culture values that you want to be working with and the type of organization that you want to build. There's lots of skills that can be learnt. So if someone is motivated, kind, and have that kind of intelligent spark that they're able to bring to the table, the actual skills that you might require can also be built.
What's the best professional advice you've ever been given?
Always say yes. And this, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, but if you have an opportunity in front of you, say yes. Just go for it and you'll figure out how you'll do it along the way. I think that if you have that kind of that fire, that empathy and that kindness, if you're also flexible and able to adapt, you'll always find a way to do something. And, sometimes you do have to aspire to be that person. So there's been many times that I've probably taken on roles that I'm definitely not as qualified for as someone else, but when you bring confidence and you're able to understand how you'll tackle that problem, I think that's key there, understanding how you'll tackle that problem, then say yes, because, doors will just keep on opening up.
Do you believe passion should guide career choices?
I do believe that passion should guide career choices. And I think that we're often surprised by things that you can become passionate at. So for example, I originally studied international relations. I thought I was going to be working at the UN, solving human rights issues. Then I fell into AI and tech, and never would I have felt become passionate about, loving some maths or loving those kinds of problems. And I think that being open-minded to different experiences will really then guide the ability to find what you love.
What's your prediction for social media in the next 3 years?
I hope it dies. I hope we wipe it from the face of the earth. It's definitely like one of the worst things that's ever happened to us as a population. We're all embedded into it. Like, it's so difficult to move away from it. I am very, very happy to see countries like Australia, like Spain now, taking a stance for under 16-year-olds not using social media. I really hope that in the next few years, more will follow suit in terms of national policies. However, on a more positive note, I do think that there is a real push to make social media more positive or perhaps less political. I think that's why LinkedIn has done so well, because it feels a bit like a safe space away from that. It feels like a place where people are just sharing, what they're up to professionally. And I really appreciate that kind of bounded war of social media in that way.